What kind of connections can somebody make at VO Atlanta to further their career?
From coaches to casting directors, agents that are in major markets and some agents that are in smaller markets. There's so many amazing resources at an event like VO Atlanta. It's a great opportunity.
VO Atlanta is the largest annual event for the voiceover community, with over 40 states and over a dozen countries represented. It really is the premier event for talent, for agents and producers, for directors and resource providers from all around the world. You know, it's also an absolutely amazing place to network, too. The conference kicks off Thursday, March 28th, 2019, and runs till March 31st. I'm Suzanne Lynn, and let's jump into the VO Atlanta podcast. And this year at VO Atlanta, Lynn Wissner is going to be heading up the commercial VO team. Lynn is a voiceover casting director and founder of Voices Voice Casting. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you.
What exactly is meant by commercial VO?
Well, commercials are the foundation of voiceover in kind of all things voiceover. If you want to, be successful in the voiceover world, most agents will ask for a commercial demo. The first thing you need to do is kind of get the foundation of commercials under your belt. And then a lot of people sort of then, drift off into maybe video games or e-learning or documentaries or whatever. But any agent will always ask for a commercial demo first. So I always have felt, not only as a voiceover casting director, but as a voiceover coach, that get that foundation of commercials squared away in your repertoire so that you can then jump off and do anything else you want to do in the voiceover world. So anybody who's new to voiceovers, I believe, and I've always felt this, should really work on commercials first and then take off from there. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this commercial track for VO Atlanta, is kind of present commercials from, A to Z, everything you need to know if you're a beginner or a working pro on, getting started or how to sustain, your commercial career.
So everything in between. I mean, someone who's just hoping to get into it to the pros.
By the way, the tracks are kind of something a little bit different that we are doing this year at VO Atlanta, or this coming year. We didn't really specifically have tracks, so to say. So this is new, that we're sort of taking these tracks from beginner all the way through working pro level, so that anybody could jump in at any place in the track series and fit right in. So I'm really excited to see how that pans out. And I think it's so clearly laid out from each one of our presenters, whether it be, our promo presenters, or acting track or video game track or whatever. I think talent are going to be really pleased with the presentations this year and the sessions.
With changing technology, I'm sure there's a lot of information that's been even different from last year.
Oh, absolutely. And 90% of what we do now is from home. So there's a lot of, new information. There's a lot of new technology. There's all kinds of resources, some good, some bad. There's all kinds of, new people out there, from agents to managers to producers to online casting to legit casting directors like myself. So I think just kind of getting all that information in the commercial world will really be a valuable foundation for any voice talent.
Lynn, I think that people can look at voiceover and just go, oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. It's just an ocean of really, really talented people. There's not a place for me. How do I even get my toe in the water? What would you say?
Well, the first thing you need to do, if you have the interest and the desire to learn about voiceovers, is immerse yourself in that world. Take a, bare bones beginning voiceover class, and that's where you kind of learn the lingo. You learn about commercials. You'll learn about, animation and video games and all the different genres that there are in the voiceover world. And, you'll get on the mic, you'll hear yourself, you'll find out if you have a little bit of talent, if you've got what it takes. Some people do that and they realize, oh, darn, I really need to go take some acting classes. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
Or,
I've been told my whole life that I have a great voice. That was supposed to be enough, right?
And yeah. No, it's not. It's not. You have to be able to act. It is voice acting. And, as we all know, it is not an easy career to get started. You've got to have that, number one, you've got to have that talent, but the perseverance, and then, obviously setting up a home studio and all the tools necessary to make it in this career. So it's pretty tough to get started, but if you've got that desire and you do have that talent, I've seen it. I know you can, people can do it. You have people in the business from sort of every walk of life, if you will, in the voiceover world, from coaches to casting directors, agents that are in major markets, and some agents that are in smaller markets. You've got people that are experts in e-learning as well as audiobooks. So there's so many amazing resources at an event like VO Atlanta that if you're completely new to the business, you can sort of focus in on, and that's what I think we're trying to do this year with these tracks, which I think will really be helpful. You can kind of focus in on, okay, I want to just do sort of beginning, bare bones, basic in the commercial track, and then I'm going to do like maybe an intro to audiobooks in the audiobook track, and Kay Bess is doing an acting track, so maybe pick somebody to kind of one of the presenters there to start with. So depending on your level, you will be able to be exposed to these people and what they have to offer. And that's what anybody in this industry should really strive for, is getting all kinds of information and finding what works for you and using that, learning from these people. It's a great opportunity.
It just blows my mind when you think about the people that are going to be there and the access that you have to really high, like yourself, really high casting directors and coaches. It's really the only time of the year that you could have something like this all in one place.
It is, and that's why I come back every year, because I really believe in what Gerald is doing. The event, not only is it just fun, too, it's great to see everybody, and I get to see students that I coach, but I only ever talk to them on Skype. I don't get to see them in person, because they're all over the world. So it's a great gathering place, but also just the sharing of information and valuable information. And to get all that kind of in one-stop shop, it's really, really incredible. So, that's why I do come back every year, and I really support it and work hard with Gerald to, also help him bring in some great presenters, because these are the people that you want to meet and get to know. And because this is such a people business, and so much of the industry now is about you being the talent, you marketing yourself and kind of being your own agent and producer and so on, it's important to learn everything. The recording programs, the editing programs, equipment, all that kind of stuff. So I'm a big fan of one-stop shopping. So I think that,
Me too.
It's like, let's get it all done, bing, bam, boom, you're done.
I'm going to guess you're an Amazon Prime member.
You bet.
Of course.
In fact, it's funny you said that, because I just found an Amazon Prime store right near me yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh.
Like a brick and mortar?
Yeah, it was in Santa Monica,
gosh.
Actually Pacific Palisades, and I was kind of having a heyday. They don't take cash. It just all goes on your Amazon Prime account. So
wow. It's part
cool.
of that changing technology we talk about.
Exactly.
It's happening all around us,
Yeah.
But while we're talking about that, how do things look different when you're talking to the seasoned senior voiceover people? And you found this at 1990. How does it look different?
It's so different. I get asked this a lot. Back in the day, we had, the lobby was filled with voice talent, and, you went to the casting director's office to audition. We still do that. It's not that we don't do it. We just don't do it half as much as we used to, because everything, they need it back tomorrow or, within an hour. And because of technology, they can do that. So that part of it has changed. The people part, as far as like getting to see each other, the connection, the human connection that way has changed, which makes me sad, the internet has changed everything. When I first started in the business, that wasn't even an issue. You pretty much, if you were in LA and you were a voice actor, you had every opportunity to be on every audition and possibly book. I mean, voice actors back then were just raking it in. And then once the internet kind of exploded and online casting and marketing and so on, it's wonderful for those actors that were in the middle of the country and realize I don't have to be in LA. I don't have to be in New York. I can have this career on my own and do it from my own home studio. Now, granted, they don't get some of the opportunities that people in LA, New York, and Chicago get. And that still makes it a little more special. But it's definitely opened those doors for those people, which is great.
The team sessions of commercial voiceover, what message would you hope they leave with?
Wow, that's a good question. I would like anybody who takes any of the presentations we have in the commercial track to walk away with all their questions answered. A lot of times you go to these events, or you could go to an X session or a breakout session, or just even a conversation with somebody in a hallway, and you're sort of dismissed, or you never got a chance to have your question answered. And I've always sort of prided myself on really being there for people and really trying to make them feel special, and that every single question or inkling of a question is answered and they're satisfied. And I think that the past few years I've been able to do that at VO Atlanta. I'm pretty much an open book, and I give my email to anybody. They can reach out and if something wasn't clear to them, they can always ask me. And I think that that's sort of a thought that has been passed along there at VO Atlanta that Gerald sort of perpetuates, which is great. And that's why we like it. It's very much about being open and available to everybody, because we're all in the same boat, and we all just I believe if I can help anybody, it helps me down the road too. So that's my goal. My goal is to make everybody feel welcome in the commercial track, and like I said, from beginners to working pros, and that whatever you want to learn in that particular presentation, you will learn. And if you don't, then come and bug me,
And Mary Lynn, you love what you do, don't you?
Oh, totally. I mean, I've been doing it for such a long time, and it's fun. It's just fun. It really feeds me still. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to be there for a long time.
Keep doing it because you're great at it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
We invite you to check out the VO Atlanta website for the latest news and updates at voatlanta.me. And of course, you can register for the conference that's happening March 28th through the 31st. Hope to see you then.